Beverly Hills Cop 4 Axel F will be coming to Netflix on July 3rd, and I figured that since it's about to drop on Netflix, it would be a good idea to discuss a not-so-loved film in the franchise. Beverly Hills Cop 3 was released in May of 1994 and was not received well around the world. Both critics and fans alike had issues with this movie. But the question that I have for all of you is, was this movie really as bad as a lot of people make it out to be? And that's what I want to talk about today. How bad was Beverly Hills Cop 3? A lot of people have argued about Eddie Murphy's role as Axel Foley in the third movie, and that it didn't feel like Axel Foley. The first two movies, he was alive, he was just all over the place, full of energy. And this one, he just seems like he's going from place to place. He does put a little excitement into it, but nowhere near as much as he did in the first two sequels. Let's start off with Axel's motivation for going to Beverly Hills in the first place. His mentor, Inspector Todd, or Chief Todd, was killed off. He's like a father figure to him throughout the whole Beverly Hills Cop franchise. And from what I gather from the original film, he's covered Axel's ass so many times.
Listen, Axel. No more of these setups, you understand? You're a good cop. You got great potential, but you don't know every fucking thing. And I'm tired of taking the heat for your ass.
Now, to be fair about it, I don't think anybody ever expected Todd to be killed off. And I guess that was one of the things that they thought to themselves would be a great idea. Help get people more interested in why Axel wants to go to Beverly Hills. This is where the film starts running into a problem right from the beginning. The scene here where Axel is chasing them in the sports car, the car just starts falling apart. I mean, the whole scene right here, even before the FBI got involved, was just so cheesy. Now, from what I understand, there were a lot of problems before this movie was even put into production. The script changes, the fact that the bulk of the cast didn't want to come back to do it. It just didn't feel like a Beverly Hills Cop movie. Not to mention the fact that it was filmed, at least some of it was filmed at a theme park. They called it Wonder World. Now, part of the problem with this is it just definitely did not give off a good Beverly Hills Cop vibe, especially since this park, if I understand the geography correctly, was not even in Beverly Hills. So how can you call it a Beverly Hills Cop movie when the bulk of the story is not taking place in Beverly Hills? Now, the one thing I absolutely did love about this movie was Uncle Dave. And how, if you look at the image here and all these characters, they gave you the impression that he was Walt Disney. And these were characters that we were supposed to know throughout the decades. That is the impression that we got from this film.
You met Uncle Dave?
Yep.
Uncle Dave? I don't believe it. I'd give anything to have been with you. Did he do the Okie Dokie Shuffle?
No.
Like I said, I just figured that was a nice touch, the tribute to Walt. Maybe I'm wrong on it, but I still think it was a nice touch, and I give them a lot of credit for trying. But this is the man that I really want to talk about right here. Ellis Duvall.
Yes!
As villains go in the Beverly Hills Cop movies, I really don't think he is the worst one of them all. Honestly, if you think about the villains that we've had Victor Maitland, Maxwell Dent, Ellis Duvall. But the problem that so many people have is Beverly Hills Cop 2 was just an amazing, exciting movie, but they're not looking at the character, Maxwell Dent, and comparing him to other characters. Victor was powerful. He was a force to reckon with. And so was Ellis. Maxwell, he really didn't have a lot of screen time. Axel Foley stirring up the pot as usual at the award banquet with Ellis Duvall was just a fantastic scene. And as I said before, I really don't think this movie gets the justice that it deserves. It really deserves a little more credit for what it presents versus the negativity that it has been receiving over the years. In fact, even Eddie Murphy himself has come out and criticized the film. Eddie Murphy elaborates on Beverly Hills Cop 3 criticisms. That means the movie is not going to work. Okay, so John Ashton, who plays John Taggart, came out with these comments. And it's kind of messed up a little bit here. The reason that Beverly Hills Cop 3 was a soft was because Taggart wasn't in the movie, and the villain isn't villainous enough, and Axel didn't have any skin in the game. Well, we've talked a little bit before about why Axel didn't feel like he had skin in the game. He just didn't feel like the same Axel Foley as the last two movies. But this is where John may have it a little mixed up. The first movie, Axel's best friend is killed, and the second one, his boss, the chief, got killed. Wrong, right off the bat. You're getting your movies mixed up. That's the one we're currently talking about, Part 3. Part 2 is when his old best friend, Bogomil, Taggart's boss, got shot up. And then over here, John wants to talk a bit about how Uncle Dave got into trouble. Well, Eddie didn't know anything about Uncle Dave until halfway through Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Hey, hold on, Uncle Dave. Damn. Don't you die on me, man.
There's one scene where I have Uncle Dave in the back, and he was dying. I was driving, and I said, "Don't die on me, man." How many times have you seen that in a movie? When somebody's dying, "Don't die on me." If you're in a movie and you scream, "Don't die on me," this movie is not going to do well, laughs Eddie Murphy. Now, I'm no actor, but I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with you telling somebody, "Don't die on me." I don't need that on my conscience. Going back to Ellis Duvall for a second, John Ashton says that Ellis was not villainous enough. I completely disagree with that assessment. From the moment he appeared on the screen, he was dirty. He shot up the body shop crew, shot up Todd, he shot Uncle Dave. He had no problems with counterfeiting money. He was a complete psychopath. The man was a good villain, and I honestly believe he was a better villain than Maxwell Dent. At least DeWall here got his hands dirty. Max would go off and let other people do his work for him. Now, I've said since they first announced Beverly Hills Cops 4 production, I've said it in several different videos, the most important things about a Beverly Hills Cop movie is one, the cast. Got to have a great cast, a great script, and then of course the most important thing to help the movie along is a great soundtrack. Those three elements will guarantee a fantastic Beverly Hills Cop movie. But Screen Rant is now reporting, moreover, Beverly Hills Cop 3 would also notably break with tradition and established by the first two movies and fail to include a soundtrack contribution from rhythm and R&B groups like the Pointer Sisters, who sang the Neutron Dance, and now synonymously with the franchise original film. Now, there may be hope here because, however, with Bruckheimer back in producing the franchise's newest sequel, the Neutron Dance, even featured in the official Beverly Hills Cop Axel F trailer, all signs seem to point to the franchise making a triumphant return to the kinds of success enjoyed by its earliest entries. With Beverly Hills Cop 4 Axel F coming out this summer, it looks like it's going to be a return to something that everybody wants. Beverly Hills Cop 3 wasn't a bad movie. It really wasn't. And I really think a lot of people gave Ellis Duvall a bum deal on this ride. The movie had its problems, yes, but it wasn't bad. It was definitely a weak movie compared to the other two, but Beverly Hills Cop 3 is still an enjoyable ride. I would love to know your thoughts and comments about Beverly Hills Cop 3, and are you looking forward to Axel F? Drop your comments below and let me know. And until the next time, my friends, God bless.